Well, welcome to Inside the Cave. Today's broadcast sponsor is Mercy Hospital, Bears' elite partner and official medical and sports medicine provider for the Missouri State Bears. Today's guest is Missouri State men's golf coach Neal Stafford. Neal, how have things been for the Staffords over the last few weeks?
Staffords have been doing fine, just like all of us are doing, just staying close to home and enjoying a lot of family time. My wife Sarah is a teacher, and my son Grant is 9, and our daughter Chloe is 7, and so we're doing just fine.
Have you been able to play some golf or at least hit some balls?
A couple times. I haven't been out too much, but a couple times we've been out, played a couple holes. Staying. Most of the courses around here are still open, and with some restrictions, but still open, and staying distant. But that's been something that's still been available for some.
You might tell us about that, what your experience has been in checking around with the golf facilities. I mean, are any of them not open? To the best of my knowledge, they are open.
I think in Missouri and obviously locally here, most of the courses are open. Some, like I said, some have had restrictions. They're spacing out tee times to just try to alleviate the groups, and removed a lot of rakes. Anything that you could touch. They've done some neat stuff with the raising the cups a little bit so the ball's not actually going in the hole. And one person per cart. I know there are some states that are not open at all, but I think a majority of the states, the golf courses have still tried to stay open in some fashion.
Well, I know communication is a huge deal, and we've talked with the various coaches throughout this. I'm sure you've been in touch with your student athletes. How do they seem to be doing?
Yeah, I think all of our guys are doing fine. We're a pretty close group. We have a roster of 8 and just myself. So we're a close group, and staying in contact as best we all know how, with group text and phone calls and a few Zoom calls, and some old-fashioned phone calls. But they're doing fine. Most everybody is home with their families, and like I said, being able to play some golf, and obviously focusing a lot on their school right now.
You got one guy, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, on the team locally, Chris Obert. So he's, I'm sure, here close to home.
Yeah, Chris is here, and from Ozark, and he's doing just fine.
Well, you were about to host your tournament, I know, when the shutdown occurred. So everybody has stories of disappointment about not getting to finish the season, and in your all's case, you're just about to have that season highlight.
Yeah, just a lot happened in a short amount of time there in those few days. We just returned back from our second event in Las Vegas, and our event was kind of on the back end of spring break, so the guys were going to be dispersing for 5 or 6 days, and really it was the day before we were scheduled to kind of be on spring break that everything just kind of started moving fast. And looking back, obviously we had some funny questions that we asked, but certainly the right call looking back. But that's an event where we had 14 teams scheduled to come to Springfield, and it's just great to showcase the golf courses here, and everyone was going to be in the field from our team, and so we were disappointed, but we'll be back again next year.
Today's broadcast sponsor is Mercy Hospital. We'd also like to thank Highland Dairy, the official milk provider of the Missouri State Bears. So, Neal, you might take us back some in your golf history. I know you were a state champion in high school at Kickapoo and played 4 years at Mizzou. At what point did you really become serious about your golf?
Well, personally, I played basketball and golf growing up, and admittedly, basketball is probably my first love. But probably it's a lot different now, but probably, midway through high school, honestly, didn't, probably didn't start taking it too serious until that point. And, just enjoyed playing and competing. And, yeah, golf's been a huge part of my life and our family's life. And, just fortunate to be, every day I just feel so fortunate to be coaching this program with such incredible history and so many great people around the program, and just enjoying every moment of it.
How was your college playing experience? What did you take from that?
Well, I took a ton from my college experience. It's so different. This is my 15th year now. It's just been so different being on this side of the ball, and but always reverting back to just relationship with previous coaches and current coaches. And really, I feel like each year I have 7 or 8 coaches myself. I learn just as much and probably more so than they learn from me each year. So and that's kind of what I'm missing most right now. I mean, we can be in contact, and there's just nothing that replaces face-to-face, and missing that probably just as much as they are.
I know you have been associated with Millwood for a period of time in the pro shop, as a lot of college coaches do in the off season, and so that's enabled you to have another touch point, I guess, to the local golf scene.
Yeah, I've been affiliated with Millwood for since late high school, really, and a great club. I've gotten to meet and work with a lot of great people there as well. So yeah, hoping to obviously continue that in the future.
You talked about the cancellation of the Twin Oaks Intercollegiate that you were going to have, and about getting to showcase the facilities. Obviously, a great golf course at Twin, but your training facility there at Twin Oaks, you're a few years into the use of that, and that's kind of a luxury for a lot of what you'd call mid-major schools, I would think. Some of the high majors maybe are starting to get those, but it's a great thing for you to have.
Well, you're exactly right. It's been, I just continue to say the whole time, it's been a huge game changer for us. We opened that in November of 2016, and just, really it's just been a dream project. So many people, that helped us achieve that facility and get that facility. And yeah, I would put it up against anyone in the country. I mean, for where we're located, we still relatively mild climate, and it's been a great place to showcase and obviously use the current team, and fill in some of those in between days that the weather's not ideal. We can still get a ton done. It's just I still tell people every time I walk into it, it's just kind of have to pinch myself. It's so beautiful.
What are some of the amenities of it?
Well, I believe it's just a little under 3,000 square feet, and we have 3 hitting bays that have garage doors that raise and lower. They're about just a little over 10 feet wide and about 12 feet high, and we also have some cups that are cut inside, just some turf carpeting that we can putt and video. There's a team lounge area with a couple of TVs and some seating area for the team. Then Coach Kane and I have an enclosed office space, kind of a fishbowl type, where we can hold some team meetings in there as well. It's kind of a long, narrow space, but just been tremendous. A great place to call home.
A special thank you to today's broadcast sponsor, Mercy Hospital. We'd also thank University Plaza Hotel, where local and luxury meet. So Neal, as far as getting out on the course to practice between meets, do you now exclusively do that at Twin Oaks, or do you still move around to some of the other facilities in town?
Yeah, we're still very fortunate. We have a regular rotation of golf courses that we're able to play and practice on throughout the week. And I always say, even before my time, these clubs and the community has supported this program immensely over the years. It's always been, one of our, biggest recruiting points. So yeah, just being able to have those facilities and, we basically anywhere we travel or anywhere we play, we're able to prepare for those and be ready in different course conditions, different parts of the country. And it's just, just a huge, huge benefit to our program.
You bet. Well, you just had one senior, I believe, on the team this year, and you talked about the small roster size, which is part of your sport. But with the NCAA deciding to allow an extra year of eligibility for spring sports athletes, what's your situation be like next year going forward? Is your senior going to return, and what do you have in the way of incoming freshmen?
Yeah, so those were just a lot of the unanswered questions we didn't have right away. But, to this point, we've been able to work through most of that. And Lucas McCullough from Topeka, Kansas is our lone senior, and he's decided to return next year. And, our university and athletic department has, been gracious enough to, extend that opportunity for these seniors for us, which is just tremendous. And Lucas has just been a tremendous leader for us, has kind of played behind. We graduated 4 seniors last year, and Lucas has been in the starting lineup pretty much since he's been here. And so we're returning everyone, and Lucas gets to hopefully have a proper senior season and see it all the way through.
How would you describe how this season was going fall and spring until the cancellation?
I would say our season has been okay. Like I said, we graduated a team last year, 4 seniors that really rewrote our record books here and had a ton of success. And Lucas was a big part of that. So, we had 5 newcomers this year, and started out with a strong finish at Southern Mississippi in September. We had a 6th place finish there in a strong field, and had two other top 5 finishes in the fall, a couple tournaments that, we were disappointed with. But, I really felt our best was yet to come. These guys were just gaining more and more confidence and experience each week. And, with so many newcomers, just every golf course is new, and you're, just a lot of new things to adjust to. But this group has been great. They've come together from, a lot of different areas, and it's just been exciting to watch these guys gel, and everyone's returning. So, obviously we're already looking forward to next year.
Once again, today's broadcast is being brought to you by Mercy Hospital, the official medical and sports medicine provider for the Missouri State Bears. And a special thank you to the payroll company. Visit paydaysmadeeasy.com. Well, Neal, earlier in the week, and I'll preface this by saying that from the beginning of this pandemic, Missouri State has said they're not planning on cutting any sports. But earlier in the week, the NCAA said they would not, for now, grant a blanket ability for schools in financial difficulty, and that's about everybody, to drop sports. They will look at that on a case-by-case basis. Are you concerned at all that there'll be some schools drop men's golf as an indirect or direct result of the pandemic?
Yeah, you have, you build these relationships over the years, and it's just ever changing right now. It's, some of those proposals came out, and a few days later, I know our coaches association was pretty involved with, putting some verbiage out there. But, we're just taking things one day at a time, and trying to, that certainly would be a tough scenario. And it's happened in the past, and certainly for the student athletes, that's one of the most difficult things to probably have happen during your collegiate experience. But hopefully we can, it feels like there's a little light at the end of the tunnel now, and hopefully we can get through this next year with not too many bumps and bruises, and come out better on the other side.
You talked about having the training facility as a great recruiting tool, and obviously the courses to which you have access here. Golf being such a weather-driven sport, and you're the southernmost school. We are the southernmost school in the Missouri Valley Conference. Now, you're not just recruiting against the rest of the conference, but other people. But do you find the location? I mean, it isn't Florida or Texas or Arizona, but is a generally good thing as far as attracting golfers to Missouri State.
No question. It's even just during recruiting visits and bringing families to Springfield, just the university is so easy to showcase. It's just a great place. It's a great campus. It's a very well-known university, and our weather is good. For the most part, it's a great golf area, a great golf community, and I think it's good to be able to experience some tougher weather conditions, especially if you want to continue on to play professionally, and just navigating through some of those rough days. And you're going to play college tournaments, especially in the spring, that almost anywhere in the country, and before April is you're going to run into some days that aren't ideal. So it's just the Ozarks is a great golf area for sure.
Today's broadcast sponsor is Mercy Hospital, and also Pinnacle Sign Group, the official signage provider of the Missouri State Bears. And Neal, I know you talked about golf being big in your family, and you've got a brother-in-law who coaches locally collegiate golf as well. So, and your father-in-law has always been big. So, golf family people kind of get together, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, John Jenkins at Evangel is my brother-in-law, and just started a women's program there recently, and took over for his dad, Steve, and so golf family. My dad plays a lot. Grew up. My grandfather's passed now, but he played a lot, and always enjoyed playing with him as well.
Neal, we were talking earlier about how you feel like you learn as much from the players as they learn from you, but I know in your role at Millwood, some instruction is involved in that too. So, I mean, there's a lot of administrative work that goes with being a collegiate head coach, as I'm sure you know. But do you feel like you've got a pretty good handle on a lot of the different aspects of it as a result of your experiences?
Yeah, you wear a lot of hats, but you just kind of adapt. And I don't do as much teaching and instructing away from the team as I used to, but I always enjoy working with the guys. I mean, most of them have swing coaches coming in, just the way golf is now from the high school level, and just always communicating with our team, and then their swing coaches as well. I'm kind of a set of eyes extended, and I really probably focus more on the course management side of things, and short game, and always looking for great drills to incorporate into the team. And with golf, there's things you can do as a team, but at the end of the day, it's individually, what are you working on to improve yourself, and that's gonna help the team at the end of the day.
Well, you up for a fan question?
Sure.
Well, today's fan question, courtesy of Great Southern Bank, the bank that backs the Bears. Paul asks, what is the hardest part about recruiting during this present time?
That's a good question. And well, obviously with a lot of this is just kind of the uncertainty of the future. And, recruiting is right now is mostly just, email, phone calls, text messaging, with the appropriate age kids in high school. And, there's just, there's no events being played at the moment, and we don't really know what that's going to look like for the rest of the summer either. So I think just, identifying those needs going forward, and obviously have kind of a short list of young men we're, looking at for the future. But yeah, I guess there's still a lot of unknowns with that. And, you know, in recruiting, it's evaluating is certainly part of it, but creating relationships and starting that relationship process well before they even get to Missouri State and get to campus is just a huge part of it. So, you know, you can still develop those relationships over the phone and, you know, through messaging and different sorts. So we're just kind of trying to take that one day at a time.
Well, Neal, be safe, you and Sarah and the kids, and we appreciate your time today on Inside the Cave.
Thanks for having me, Art.
You bet. This has been Inside the Cave, presented by Mercy Hospital, Bears elite partner and the official medical and sports medicine provider for the Missouri State Bears. Be sure and join us next time. Tom will visit with women's track coach Carmelita Jeter. Till then, thanks for joining us on Inside the Cave.